Hello witches, it's Luca and welcome back to my channel. In today's speed build, I am building yet another tiny home, and this one is a micro home. It is just at 32 tiles, but this one is also base game only. It's been a minute since I've done a base game only build, so I thought, why not? I actually went on Pinterest and found some inspiration for this one. I think I pinned it, so I might leave that info down below if you are interested, but I liked the front facade and the way it looked in the front little section. It was just kind of interesting, and I liked the pathway leading up to the front porch, but I kind of kept it minimal with this one. I didn't go too crazy with landscaping and decor. The interior is kind of, I'm just gonna be the first to admit really quick, I'm not a big fan of this interior, not gonna lie. It was base game only, and so I was kind of like at that point, but if you want to download this and you want to kind of renovate it and change it up yourself, you are more than welcome to. It is available on the Sims 4 gallery under my user ID Luca Owens. That is LuccaOwens, and yeah, it's base game only, so if you have the Sims 4, you can give it a little renovation. And at the end of the day, if you only have the base game, then you won't have to worry about the tiny house like lot restrictions, so you can expand it, you can build onto it, you can make it a little bit bigger so that the interior isn't as strange. That being said, I still do like the interior. It was really fun to build this house. It took a little bit of figuring out, honestly, because it's been a minute since I've done like proper tiny homes, and I feel like I'm out of practice just because I've been focusing on my personal build save for the last couple of weeks, and I just kind of put these kind of videos on the back burner because I was like, I just need a break from those kinds of videos. I need to do something a little bit more personal, a little bit more creative, in my head, something that's more akin to what I want to build, that isn't just you know what I mean? Like, I'm a builder, I'm a YouTuber. I have to kind of, think about stuff like this more often than not. But when it comes to like personal building, obviously building something that's more personal isn't going to, do as well on my channel. So, I'm just being transparent, just being honest. I gotta do what I gotta do. And so these kinds of videos are so fun. I absolutely enjoy them so much. Don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. But at the end of the day, it does take a little bit more thought to do these. And at the same time, with my personal builds, I just kind of do them as I feel like I want to, instead of kind of, making myself giving myself a little bit of a push. If I'm like building one of my personal builds, and even though I'm recording it for a speed build, if I'm doing that, I'm like, I think I'm going to take a break now. And I can give myself several days and then come back and then just keep working on it again, like a little bit at a time. As for these kinds of videos that I'm doing right now, this is actually something I can do kind of in one sitting and just kind of, make it like a day job thing in a way. But regardless, I really enjoy it. Don't think that I'm saying that this is like a job, because it absolutely is not. But I really love these kinds of videos, and here I am working on this interior, and I thought I would just leave in everything. I just left it all in because this wasn't really a whole lot of footage anyways, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it in just to show y'all the process, because maybe this would have been a little bit better if I left it open plan and just kind of kept it simple. Probably would have been better, because honestly, I'm a big proponent of having your tiny homes be open concept, because if you separate everything with walls, it makes all the rooms really small and makes the house feel even smaller. And in this case, I should have done that, but I don't know, it just wasn't really clicking for me this time. And I kind of wish I would have given it a second chance with the open concept, but I do really enjoy the outcome that I came up with. It works pretty good. It's nice and cozy. It's pretty colorful. It did take me a minute because, again, I have not built tiny homes in a while, but I also haven't built a base game only home. So I feel like I'm not saying that's a skill, but for my brain, I have to like consistently do something over and over to kind of really figure out how to do it the way that I feel like I'm satisfied with. And so with like base game only builds, that's that's how it is. And so it took me a little bit, but I figured it out, and I actually quite like it. It's pretty nice. It definitely is my style, I think. The kitchen is pretty narrow. I know this is kind of a cramped little kitchen, but it's fully functional. They have enough space to prepare food, and I love these green cabinets from the base game. This was actually an update several years ago, I think, at this point, where we got a bunch of swatches on some things, and I wish they would do that more regularly, but I love these. These counters are not my favorite counters, but they are pretty nice for what they are, and I particularly love this swatch. There's like a couple dark green swatches, and there's like a creamy, like beige colored like countertop, and while it does look kind of plasticky, it's The Sims. It's just the style that it is, so it's just something you got to deal with, but it's cute, it's nice. And I think that when you're building any kind of contemporary or modern homes, my big tip, my biggest recommendation is to avoid using white as much as you can, because white can look pretty stark and pretty boring. Or at the very least, let me rephrase that. Avoid using a neutral or cool toned white, or at the very least, avoid using just a blank slate white. Like this white paneling that I put up, that's okay. That looks pretty good because it has some texture to it. But I really, really love anymore lately with my like modern / contemporary, / whatever style these are builds, that I like to use like a very like soft beige tone that kind of acts as white in that case. Especially here in Oasis Springs, it's there's something about that shade of like beige that just like, it's just so calming to look at. It's so like, it's so clean and simple, but it doesn't hurt your eyes. I don't know. I really like it. And so if you're going for like this clean, basic, simple color palette with any kind of interior, but you don't want to just use white, use like a soft, like creamy beige, and I think you'll get something nice out of that. I think my favorite part of the interior is this desk. I think this is my favorite part. It's just cluttered just enough, but it's still fully functional. It's simple, it's clean. For some reason, I was really, really liking that chair from I think it's actually Hey Harry, or just Harry on YouTube. She along with a couple other creators made some content for The Sims 4, and I just love that chair. It's so cute. I just love the simple, clean like lines of it, but it's like curvy at the same time. I'm realizing that that's what I really like in like modern like design, is I'm not really big on like stark contrast. I don't like intense like whites and like sharp edges. I like it to be like very soft and like beige, and I do like black and beige together. I think that's a very underrated and kind of classy pairing of colors in design. I think I see like some like clothing and like stuff like that in The Sims 4 that is like black and beige, and it's kind of like, I'm like, ooh, it's a little fancy looking, honestly. But let me tell you, this house just feels cramped. That's the only critique that I have of it. It feels a little bit on the cramped side, and so yeah, I don't really know. I could have done an open concept. I kind of wish I would have at the very least left the bedroom space open, and then maybe just separated some areas with like a half wall or something. I don't know. I feel like if I was to do this build again, it would probably be a little bit of a different shape. I just really loved the exterior. That's why I didn't want to change anything, because once I finished the exterior, I was like, this is a really nice shape. I really like this. It's very satisfying to look at. It looks sort of like the reference that I was using, and yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to redo it, like use this same reference and just kind of do it a second time, maybe in the future without just base game only, because I feel like that's definitely something that was kind of holding me back a little bit. You will see me changing the color of the lighting in a few of like the lamps and such throughout the build. That's actually an extension of the tool mod. I think I don't know if it has to have Better Build Buy installed as well. I need to look into that, but I definitely recommend checking out the Better Build Buy mod as well as the Tool mod by Twisted Mexi. I will have the links down below in my description. I always do, to Twisted Mexi's website. Absolutely incredible mods, must-haves, if anything, for me when it comes to building, because I could not build without those mods. It's incredible. If you have those mods, you can shift-click a light in build mode, and it will bring up that little user interface where you can change the color of the lighting, but you can also like adjust the dimness. You can also use a color wheel to change it, which is something we don't even have in the actual game, but it doesn't mark it as being like having CC or anything like that. I don't necessarily know if that color of the light translates over if you don't have the mod installed. I don't think it affects that, honestly. I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest, but you know, do let me know in the comments if you've downloaded one of my builds and I've done that and it looks kind of the same. I don't know. I did a tiny little bathroom, and it works. It's cute. It's simple. It's basic. The base game only allows you to kind of build certain things. At least for me, this is the base game style that I'm used to. So, you know, I like it though. I really like it in the end. I really love that carpet, that rug from base game in the orange. I don't know why. My favorite swatch of that. It's just so bright and vibrant, and it just works with the teals and the brick and all that fun stuff in there. I was really like, in my last build, let me tell you, I did so much landscaping. This build, I was like, we ain't doing this today. We're not doing this today. So I kept it pretty minimal, and I just kind of put a few things out here and just kept it kind of simple and clean. This isn't a starter home by any means, but it is still quite inexpensive, I think, because I didn't go full on crazy mode with it. So, you know, I just put like a table out back, and these bushes, they are kind of newer bushes from the base game that were added in some time ago. I think with cottage living, actually. I love those bushes. They are so cute, and I kind of liked how they looked, just kind of like minimally placed here and there. And I put a couple other things as well, just to kind of add a little something. Use some terrain paint to kind of just change it up a little bit so it wasn't just flat and boring. And then put a telescope, some planter boxes, and just all that, just a couple bits and bobs here and there. But that is everything. If you want to download this, again, it is under my username Luca Owens. It is LuccaOwens. And yeah, that is everything. If you have any other suggestions for builds, do let me know in the comments down below, and do let me know what you thought of this build. Honestly, give me some feedback. What would you change about this build? What would be something that you would do yourself that you think would be a little bit nicer? I don't know. Just let me know, because honestly, I could use your feedback. But anyways, I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Go take your vitamins. Go drink some water. And yeah, give yourself a good day. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. I believe in me. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird, and I will speak to you all next time. Goodbye, my friends.